Majesty putting off those attacks. He's going to go here. He is just going to try and delay and get off these strike points, because strike points, each point is going to be so crucial here in each and every box zone that they have. And now we're going to change it to our second round. More of the times here, more of the deaths are going to be very, very consequential here by Polar.
And as we change the strike point right now, the score is 58-18. Kizu falling down to the hands of Alter Ego, and they need to get more kills, because if they don't, it's gonna be a hard time for both for their team to maybe come back, because they've for the side of Alter Ego, they've already gotten over the 50-point mark, and they're on fire right now. Alter Ego just dominating the playing field and killing off Gelmix for 7 times in a row. As you can see, Majesty just needs to run down, just needs to back off from the enemy sidelines, because they're taking too much. Godfrey's our one and only true hero for the side of Alter Ego, just trying to zone them out and just trying to get into the battle of the airfield. And they're missing their shots, but the pressure is there. Now it's gonna be 2v1 situation on this top ground. Oh my god! The domination coming in from Alter Ego. You can feel the presence as 2 players fall down for side of Au Revoir and make it a team wipe. Right there, Majesty falls down into the hands of Mev with that sniper shot, and it goes to the 60-point mark. There's still 100 points remaining onto the strike point or onto this box zone. So they still have the chance. But as we say it, as the round goes farther from farther, the respawn timer goes longer and longer. And as you say it, Mev now with a sniper, with this beautiful brand pick coming in with the Sketchy. As you can see that, you can see them using this wall to maybe divert the enemy from the sidelines. And with that 120 hit, as he falls down from the sky, gets that kill onto Gelmix. And now Kizu onto this left side. And also Majesty trying to punish down Mev. The smoke inside this play, Kian, it's a dirty playground.
Yes, because right now, what Alter Ego is doing is they're going to wait it out, because they know that they have a chance in providing these kills. And whenever that they go on to the box zone, they know that they already have the upper hand. They're literally 3v1ing them. It's a squad wide. And the brands are going to be outclassed here for the side of Alter Ego. 10 more, and they're going to go to the semifinals and fight it against Full Sense. But I don't think they want to risk it, because one mistake can literally dictate the upcoming and the receding kind of matchup right now. Because if Fizzle is going to be... Oh my god, Kelsey is going to go haywire. With everything at hand, they still live on to the round number 3 here. 2 of them are going to put off their main skills here. But still, it can't be changed here. It can be a possibility for Paravox to change this momentum on what Alter Ego is going.
There's still 2 players falling down for the side of Au Revoir, and with those crucial respawn timers, they need to get onto the Vox zone immediately to maybe shut down the Alter Ego push. There's a lot in stake in this one series. The smoke is in there. It's gonna be a lot of concealment for the side of Au Revoir. One already falling down low. It's gonna be Fizzle needs to run down, and he needs to maybe wait for his regen to pop off. 95-38. Currently, the Vox zone is in the favor of Au Revoir, and they're finally getting their rhythm and their momentum. 95-40 right now. They're still trying to get those kills, but with 1 player down, it's gonna be a 3v2 situation, and it's gonna be a harder time for them to get these points. But if you look at the HP points of Alter Ego, there's 2 players with half HP, and it's gonna be a squad out of nowhere. Meave and Fizzle getting that kill. It's gonna be a victory for the side of Alter Ego. It was almost a comeback, Kian.
Yeah, and one of the things that I love is the patience here for the side of Alter Ego. They didn't rush things through ever since the second strike point. The Vox zone has already been like shark in the waters. They're just circling them out, getting those kills that they have. The points they know they're going to accumulate.
Mm.
They're not pushing things through, they're not forcing it. And they struck at the right opportune time. In which case, they only needed 5 seconds, man. And
Yes.
Audivore needed, well, like 460 or something. So the trail is literally on the side of Alter Ego. But Audivore just had an insurmountable gap that they wanted to, get. But that's just too much here for Alter Ego.
And as we look at the match highlights right here. An intense battle, as you can see right there, finishing off the game with 100 to 40 points between these two teams, and ending it off with a triple kill for the side of Alter Ego. Again, if you can see that with the sketch play, in the world of Paravox, sniper kills or air shots with those snipers is not a common thing. It's not a rare thing to see, but it's beautiful to see, right, Kian? Like, you can see all across the map beautiful flicks left and right, but it's just a wonderful display of weapon usages.
Yes, and that kind of brand and everything, as you've said. What Bonrat did here, though, for the side of Orwa, was so good. I think it's one of the things that Alter Ego tried to be cautious about. They know that when a Bonrat is going to be active and that skill of using that smoke and everything at hand, the delay factor is going to be very, very difficult for them to push. That's why they took their time in providing those executions and getting those seconds off and sacrificing those few precious seconds for them to strike at the best time that they have, and that they did. And now Alter Ego will fight Full Sense. So now we have a full-on semifinals bracket. We have Blacklist Academy from the Philippines, Bleed Esport from Thailand, Full Sense from Thailand as well, and also Alter Ego from Indonesia. And fortunately, no org from Indonesia and Oriva from the Philippines. They will now see each other from the 5th place match. We're going to see the match results here, Bipolar, and we'll probably see these players going to be very good. Again, the Kelsey here did not even lost or did not even die throughout the whole entire matchup. They don't have any downs here for them as a team.
Just beautiful display of skills coming in for the side of Alter Ego. You can see the damage output from this team. Every single player coming in from them has reached 1000 damage. Kelsey or Fizzle with the Kelsey, 1650 damage, and Mev with that Sketch, 1620. It's just crazy damage. And if I was Arevor, I'd be scared to fight against them. And you can see that with the help of Godfrey's on Alter Ego, getting those crucial points to close out the game early with 51 points onto that Vox zone, it's a very, very hard team to fight against. But Au Revoir trying to get some points for their side. You can see Kizu with with 1120 damage, no kills though, but with 12 deaths, he still put out the damage, but the execution was not there. Majesty tried to get all those points into those Vox zones, but ultimately, Alter Ego gets that win, and a better team composition, a better team coordination, and just like what we've seen in the last 5 seconds of that matchup, they didn't even rush the point. They just held
Yes.
back, waited for their health to regenerate, and then they go for the big wipe to close out the game. It's just the composure is very much great.
And that type of patience that they have, you will see them
Mm.
from a team like this that have prior experience. And I think Audible has that prior experience as well. But unfortunately, right now, Alter Ego has that advantage. And that edge that they had, we will want to see them when they go up against the Thailanders here from Full Sense. We, we now see a team or two teams here, Bipolar, with the same brand composition and the same classes that won them their series. Will they get this to a win in a best of three now? Now it's not a do or die, but it's more on the first game of a rope tug or a tug of war, so to speak. That it's going to be a push and pull. That whenever they go up against their enemies, they need to make sure that they can fight back. And I think Lead Esport can do that up against Blacklist Academy.
You know, uh, we got into first best of one series, and now with a best of three series, the key point that you need to look forward in a best of three series, the if you want to win the whole series, you need to win the first round, because if you don't win the first round, it's gonna be a lot more pressure coming into the game to game two in that series. It's gonna be like a do or die moment, a lot more pressure into your hands. So you really, these teams really need to target that first game onto this best of three series, because it gives them the breathing space, it gives them the leeway to maybe experiment a little bit in the round two. After that, they can maybe close it out on game three if they did lose that game two on that best of three series. So I think these teams are now some of our greatest teams in this monthly tournament. You can see Bleed Esports has a little bit of an advantage against these teams because of their aggression and their team composition. But as we've seen from Alter Ego, when your team is balanced, when your team composition or your brand selection has that equal footing, there's like teamwork makes a dream work kind of moment from their side.
Yes, and that equal footing that you've said, it's going to be quite good for them whenever they want to have that breathing room that you've said. Right now, the Esport Alter Ego, they are going to take a bit of a break, I guess. But still, Blacklist Academy and Full Sense, they have, I guess, a buy round here that will either be a pro and a con, advantage or a disadvantage, because once again, Lee Sport Alter Ego, they're a bit hyped up. They've been here, they battled it out. They now know how this tournament is going to feel like. Can Blacklist Academy and Full Sense get that groove off initially in the first best of three matchup that we have? Because again, here Bipolar, it's a best of one. They already felt the rush. They felt the pressure of already getting that risk of losing up against these juggernaut of teams. So I hope that they don't succumb to that and put up a good series of a best of three against Blacklist Academy and against Full Sense, because we know that when they lose, it's just going to be a third place matchup for them. There's no going and crawling from the lower bracket side. It's going to be, once again, even though it's a best of three, it's going to be a do or die for all of these teams.
Yeah, definitely, it's gonna be a battle for the ages for these four remaining teams. Again, everybody, these players need to focus up. They are ready to go at it in our battlefield later on, and you can see, Kian, once someone really anchors their spot onto that Vox zone or onto that strike point, you have to focus that guy. that's just sitting there and accumulating all of that points. You can see it coming in with that. I think that was Alter Ego versus Au revoir. Godfrey's was just holding it down, hiding between those pillars, and it basically what some of these players do is they use two of their players into the high ground, just shoots down the enemies that are trying to focus one guy in that Vox zone. So I guess that's one way to also play out in the world of Paravox, and maybe that's their little edge against these two teams that are on the top later on.
Yes, but again, one of the counter plays, I guess, that Ottawa did
Mm,
by the Filipinos, they used the Bonrat. The one you
mm,
said that whenever there's a shoot down from the top to bottom type of strategy, a Bonrat literally cuts off each
mm.
line of fire, and that brand selection that they did was good. It was literally one to counter what Alter Ego is trying to accomplish, but it wasn't executed on what Alter Ego did here. It wasn't on the level that they had because Alter Ego literally did what each and every team could have done, and that is being professional and making sure that the composure that they have is very, very on the side of them. And you can see that in their game plan. They're not rushing, they're not forcing, they're calm all throughout the first game. And up against Full Sense, it can be a different type of story, but I hope that they can still put off a fight like that, especially with a juggernaut like that kind of team. On the other side, though, for Bleed Esport up against Blacklist Academy, I think that type of aggression that you've said, it's still going to be put into the test. But Blacklist Academy, I think they have something up on their sleeve that can prevent and possibly delay them of such type of aggression that they've been showing. This you can see that whenever that they play, they're literally showing a masterclass of how to play the brand selections early on and how to execute on what their game plan is going to be.
I want to ask you, Kian, between the two teams that went forward that we've seen here, who's your who are you more likely leaning towards on winning this monthly tournament? Will it be Bleed Esports or will it be Alter Ego? Give us some insights on how you think they'd win this monthly tournament.
Yes, and this is going to be a same pick that they had from New City, but still,
Mm.
it's going to be aggression versus prevention of those aggression. But now we're going to see Blacklist Academy and Bleed Esport go into their map select. We're going to see Waterfront, Miyako, and for the map decider here, series decider, we're going to see Neo City. So they're going to put that on the backhand. They're going to put it up on their sleeves if they go on to the map number 3. But what can you say about Waterfront? This is a map that has literally different types of levels here. There's not just one elevation that we can normally see here in Neo City. There's just buildings. There's more on the flatter side, I guess. But under the Waterfront, there's much more nuances and choke points that I think they can use to their projections. And one of the brands that we might see here, it's still going to be Bonrat, but Beat Dot is going to be a brand here that is probably selected here for both of these teams.
Again, beautiful map selects coming in from them. A lot of open spaces and making the middle part as a very congested with that. I think it was Miyako pick. But for now, it's gonna be Blacklist Academy onto the blue team. I'm finally seeing a Juno pick, a brand pick here into our games with Sketch on Schreiberger and Beat Down on Olivier. For the side of Bleed Esports, it's gonna be Boogie on Beat That, Shintaro on that Juno as well, and Yanagi on to the Kelsey brand. Now, there's a lot more brands coming for these two teams, Kian.
Yes, and I think it's going to go down here to what Bleed Esport is trying to accomplish. But based on their brand selection here, they're literally going to put up to their face with a Kelsey, with a B Dot, and also a Juno. They want to put and give the fight rather than play on what Blacklist Academy is trying to conduct here, because you can see there's still a sketch here. There's still one of those high risk, high reward type of brands that if it doesn't work, it's going to be very crucial for them. But I hope that it does, because we're now going on to their first semi-final matchup here. Blacklist Academy on the blue, Bleed Esport on the red. And now we're going to our first box zone. A very tight, but still, there's still some flat zones here. So I think this is going to be a good time for Bleed Esport to rack up those points.
This big wall is going to be a problem for the side of Bleed Esports, but right now it's going to be trade-offs coming in from Yanagi and Oliver. Boogie with that punch down gets them the team wipe, our first team wipe in the best of 3 series. An early domination coming in from Bleed Esports. The problem in this map is you have to cover all of these angles in a very tight corner. This first box zone is a death pit for all of these players. You can see right now Shintaro trying to get those kills onto Boogie, but he gets away. Those concealments, those covers are very much, it's like a maze almost. But right now 2 players still not respawning for the side of Blacklist Academy. It's gonna be Shiburger all alone. Bleed Esports right now being on top. It's gonna be 7-22. Our score is already far from each other.
Yes, 20-7. It doesn't seem much, but again, there's only 90 more points here for the first round. It's going to be very difficult here for Blacklist Academy to pull off a comeback if they can't try to contest this first box zone. That they do, but here, Chug, here is just going to be him for Eyes as well. And all of the teams here for Blacklist, they're going to go down. And I think it's going to be very difficult if Oliver is going to go down for the side of the esports. Because once again, the Blacklist, it's the difference of this black brand selection that is going to try to pull off and propel them to a win.
Boogie one right now, just dominating the playing field, getting 2 of those kills, killing off Oliver. Shintaro from the back lines jumps in but does not connect. He's trying to catch up the enemy. He's almost 1 HP and he finally gets that kill onto Eyes. Blacklist Academy now trying to get the rhythm, trying to get their momentum, and with that air shot, Shintaro gets that double kill. Or no, gets that 1 kill, makes it 2 right now. Coming in with the help of Yanagi. Bleed A's trying to jump and deny them all of the points getting here from this Vox zone. It's gonna be the last 10 points remaining in this Vox zone. It's gonna change up. But one thing that we need to look out here, there's 2 players, two players that are holding all these health packs all around the map, denying each of their teams the potential of getting that health pack advantage for the enemies. So very much a good thing to note here. Just like what Shintaro is, he's looking towards this corner of the map, trying to get all these health packs and denying it from Bleed Esports from them acquiring it, and it becomes their advantage later on. Right now, it's gonna be 3v3 situation. No one has fallen in the recent seconds, but it looks like it might be a Blacklist Academy game.
Yes, you can see that it's going to be very difficult here for a Bleed Esport to try and get something off of nothing, because once again the groove is going to be very difficult if a Juno like that is not getting those kills and those downs that he wants. Because whenever you take down one player, one brand here for Blacklist Academy, that's already going to be a good thing for them. But I don't think that they can, because right now Bleed Esport is having a difficult time in getting this point. And Blacklist Academy, they got a wipeout. They are literally just sitting on the Vox zone, and you can see that they're trying to spawn trap them, but I don't think this is just going to be a delay, because right now only 18, and they will now
Oh my god, there's 2 more
are down.
deaths.
Only Shipburger.
Oh no, coming in for the side of Sheburger. He falls down. It's gonna be a team wipe finally. And with this last points, Blacklist Academy might win this game. It only took almost 5 minutes for them to win this. And now with 2 players up, they need to wait for Sheburger to maybe get this comeback play for the side of Blade Esports. It looks like Blacklist Academy gets that kill onto ice. You can see Boogie One is like the boogeyman, just trying to give all of the nightmares for the side of Bleed Esports. It's gonna be the lone survivor. And with that kill, another team wipe to end off the game. Victory for the side of Blacklist Academy gets them their first win in this best of 3 series, an action-packed game for both of these teams, and you can just see the domination coming in from Blacklist Academy.
Yes, and you can see that whenever there's a chance for Blacklist Academy to get that wipe out and take down all players here on the side of Bleed Esport, they did more than once. There's 3 people here, all of the teammates, all of the players here for the side of Bleed Esport literally has no chance of trying to defend each Vox zone that they have or try to pull off a resistance of some sorts. And right now that they got the first win off here in this first semifinals matchup, Blacklist Academy, they're sitting pretty good. They now know on what to do in this type of Bleed Esport aggression. We're now going to see the numbers here, and you can see that almost all 2 of the players here for Blacklist Academy, they have more than 1,000 here onto the damage. The points that they have, all of them are almost equal. They are literally helping each other in garnering the points here onto the Vox zone. But you can see early on here, Bipolar, they're hunting them down and getting those kills. And also, that enabled them to get the points off as much as possible. Unfortunately, for Bleed Esport, that isn't the case. And the type of brand selection is going to be very difficult going into the second game.
You can see here Shintaro just owning down our first game with 12-3 as their KD and 14-30 as their damage. It's like he's saying, I love you with that 1430 towards Bleed Esports because that's the magic number. And with those statistics, you can see the domination of Blacklist Academy. That's why I like Juno as a brand pick. If
Yes.
it falls into the right player's hand, it's gonna be a scary thing to play against.
Yes, and one of the things here that you pick or that is crucial in each game is literally the brand selection. Prior to the game in itself, that will dictate on how the game is going to be held, how you're going to execute, and Blacklist Academy did that so perfectly. They had the Juno, and that Juno was the determining factor. That was the crucial thing that they did, that they picked, that enabled them to be the selected and possibly move on to our monthly grand finals here today. And hopefully, Bleed Esport can change the narrative here of being one of the teams that almost gets off on a team like Blacklist Academy. Because right now, we're going to our second map, Miyako. Again, this is the newest map here, Bipolar. What are the things that I think that they're going to do here? What are the types of compositions, brand selections? What are they going to pick here? What do you think?
Okay, I think we'll definitely see a mirror matchup of Sketch for these two teams. But as we look at the brand selection here, let's see if our predictions are right. Will we see 2 Sketch here? It will be still Juno picks for the side of Shintaro and also Ace. Boogie One still onto that beat dot, and Yanagi now with the Skelsey. Shiburger with the Nova. Olivier still waiting for his pick. But the problem here, Kian, is Miyako is a very tight map to play. It's gonna be picking the beat dot onto Olivier. So it's definitely our first semi-mirror matchup. The only brands here that are different, it's gonna be Kelsey and Nova. Nova gives out more damage throughout the game than Kelsey. So we'll definitely be we're looking forward towards that matchup later on. But again, the
Yes.
problem with the Miyako map here, it's very, you can see there's roofs all around. It's all about room fightings, and I think it's like the first game that Godfreeze did. It's one person always holding the Vox zone. But for now, it's gonna be again our game 2, Kian, and already our players are rushing each other.
Yes, and this Meow map, trivia guys, this is a Japanese-inspired map that is similar to the Asakusa Shrine we got in Japan, but still, right now, I think they're going to try and not just lay waste into a cyberpunk battlefield, but pull off a win here. Blacklist Academy, will they pull off and will they close out the series, or can Bleed Esport go and try to extend this series? Because I hope that they do, because Blacklist Academy right now in the first box zone, they picked on what Bleed Esport picked prior to this map here at Waterfall. So I think this is going to be their name of the game. They're going to be upfront on what they're going to attack. But Bleed Esport, with their change of the pace, with the Nova, they're going on to the long run, into the long term, and they want to hope as much as possible, try to delay and pull off Blacklist Academy type of strategy here. They want to strengthen their attack whenever there is a chance to wipe them out.
There's definitely a change of pace here for both of these teams. This is why you pick Miyako. It's kind of a calming map for both of these teams because there's not a lot of air gunfight. It's all around the map. It's gonna be corners after corners. You have to get into this Vox zone and fight it all out in the middle. It's gonna be 6-20, our score. Already with 2 takedowns, Shintaro just roaming around the map. But as we look at Olivier, trying to get the skill on to that one enemy, but it does not connect. He needs to reload and he needs to run back. It's gonna be 6-22, our score is not moving at all. And as we say, that Olivier and also Ace falls down, it's gonna be Boogie One with 14 HP remaining, and it's gonna be a team wipe in the early part of the map.
And that early team-wide, all of the brands here from BT Sports are going to be a bit on the delay side. They're going to go down, they're going to be taken down, and that is going to enable Blacklist Academy to pull off some of the points that they want to get the breathing room as much as possible. They hope that they do, because right now, 37-6, there's 30 points, but still, they're not even getting those points off because they know that once Bleed Esport can get their dancing maneuvers, can get their groove, and that rhythm is just going to sing throughout the whole entire series. And this is going to be still difficult for them because we are not seeing that whatsoever. 50-6, and Boogie is just left and righting, sliding, and everything is going on the plan what Blacklist Academy is getting. Now we're going on to the second round, to our second box zone. What is going to happen in Bipolar? Is this going to be the same narrative here? Will Bleed Esport change it up? And they still fight it here. And I hope that they do. The wall is going to be put down. Another down here for OTB.
As we move into the middle of the map of Miyako, it's gonna be 12-57, and Shiburger alone in that middle area with 40 HP. He needs to run away and get this health back. 60-12, and Bleed Ace right now might have fallen to the hands of Blacklist Academy. He sees 2, but he falls down to the hands of Shintaro. It's gonna be a crucial pick for them because it enables them to get more points in this Vox zone. Right now, Boogie One still on the fray, just picking out damage, just dishing out damage and picking off the enemies left, right, and center. But Shiburger onto this bridge side, trying to deny the entries of Blacklist Academy, and it's working into their favor right now. Blacklist Academy not going into that box zone and not accumulating points. BD Sports might have gotten their momentum right now, and as we say that 2 players fall down, it's gonna be Ace and also Shintaro. It looks like they've collided mid-air and killed each other. But as we say that, Blacklist Academy is still on top. It's gonna be 69-21, and Bleed Esports throughout the half of that strike point they just got like 5 points.
And that 5 points is not going to be enough here because right now the esport is trying to take this fight off eyes against another Juno in front of him. They're literally going to dance it out, but
Oh,
Shintaro! It's a wipeout, but that's just a split second for Olivier. And now the wall is going to go down. He's
Olivier,
trying as much as possible to
ooh.
attack him. One is going to be decimated, but he's going to go out. But still, those precious points that they want to try and garner, it's going to be very, very difficult for them because right now, 3 versus 3, Yanagi is just going to respawn just any time now. Boogie, with the help of his team, can take this. He's going to hunt them as much as possible in the fields. And the downside, it's just going to be a name in the game. Just waiting and feeling the hunt trailing beside them. Now they're just going to wait it. No one is even
The
near
point.
the
Oh
box
my
zone.
god, the point. The box zone right now is crucial. Bleed Esports needs to fall into that area because 92 points to 31. And as Blacklist Academy gets more points, makes it of 7 points before they win the game, they need to close this out for them to move forward into the finals. And maybe Bleed Esports has one more chance, but it looks like it might be enough. But 32 to 98, the score has slowed down. Right now, Ace has fallen down. He's gonna say, ay, I need to respawn immediately because as the strike point unlocks, it might go into the hands of Blacklist Academy. And just like that, Blacklist Academy shuts down the entire hopes of Bleed Esports. Bleed Esports are bleeding into that defeat.
And now that's going to be it for our
Ooh.
first semifinals. Bleed Esport will now go down into our losers bracket and we'll just battle it out to our third place matchup. Blacklist Academy once again here in our grand finals setup. We can see the numbers that we're going to be held. This is going to be very good because we know what Shintaro
Ooh.
is doing. We know that the dance is literally on their name. But there's a chance here. We know that Olivier with that beat dot, he's literally trying all that he can and delaying as much as possible. But Blacklist Academy was just able to pull off once again some of these god-forsaken wipeouts that enabled them to be in the most composed spot that they had. And also, the type of team composition, I think that's one of the banters that they're going to say here, Bipolar. We picked the same picks that you did from the first game, but we won. So that just means I think we're just going to be better than you in this series. And for Blady Esports, they're now, I think just coping, but there's still a chance to be here and get the bronze place finish.
Shintaro here is like looking for all the babes, showing all of his talents with a 10-2 KD and 1-2-72 damage output. This is the definition of a Juno player. He can dish out all of the damage and get the leverage for someone like Yanagi to get all of those points. He might be the MVP for this matchup because with 59 points, that's 59% of all of the winning points that you need to win this Paravox game. And they close it out 2-0. A beautiful showcase of skill and outright damage. I'm gonna convert you into a Juno player, Kian. You can see the damage and you can see the potential if it goes into the right hands of the person.
Yes, that's going to be here, and that is going to be the name of the game. We are just going to see the highlights here on what Blacklist Academy did to be able to go into Grand Finals.
An exciting afternoon, ladies and gents. It's me, Josuave, and I'm here with Nikki.
สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่นะครับ Paravox ครับ Goal Rush 4และผมพอบนครับ
Halo teman-teman semua, selamat datang di Paravox Gold Rush Tournament. For the Scatchy, just sniping someone in the middle, like you mentioned a while ago. Brook here has all the cover for his teammates, and that is a nice synergy and play with the guns here. 89 against 9.
Off the strike point, but he's been blocked off by the wall. He can't get through. It might just be over. Only 5 points left here for Full Sense to end things.
เอาละฮะตรงนี้ครับ พยายามจะเหยียบครับผม แต่เหยียบนานไม่ได้ครับ เพราะว่ากระสุนสแปมเข้ามานี่ก็จะร่วงเหมือนกันครับตอนด้านฝั่งเซอร์คูสโดนไล่จีบาแบบนี้กลางอากาศไปเลยผมเก็บได้ 2 ครับทางด้านฝั่งแบ็คลิสครับผมอะคาเดมี่ครับบูกี้ก็เก็บได้สกุลไปส่วนชิโนโร่เก็บได้อารีไปอีก 1 ครับผมแล้วก็ยึดพอยต์ไปทันทีฮะ
ชินาโร่ไล่ยิงอยู่ชินาโร่ไล่แท็กกิ้งมาแล้วไล่พื้นที่ได้สวยก็ตรงนี้เลยแบ็คลิสอะคาเดมี่ได้ไป 2 ดาว
Para pemain dari tim Full Sense lagi-lagi objective point yang akan mereka dapatkan, tapi lo bisa lihat pergerakan yang dilakukan oleh tim Alter Ego benar-benar lihai sekali. God Prize ataupun God Prize bisa mendapatkan Puto. Ini menjadi pertandingan yang baik
Untuk nge-secure strike point, tapi kalau kayak gini caranya, Full Sense justru yang akan mengambil keunggulan. Belum lagi nanti kalau misalkan kita masuk ke dalam round kedua ataupun ke area strike point B, itu akan lebih berbahaya lagi untuk Alter Ego. Jadi menurut gua mereka harus segera bisa menahan.
Eyes on the prize, indeed. Everything is at stake, and one of which is this huge chunk of money, aside from glory and honor, of course.
Yeah, that's 100 million. Yes, 100 million Japanese yen that these teams are going to be playing it out for, and we're going to see why.
Probably, because right now 35-30, quite closing in the gap here. Full Sense was making full control right now. Obito killing Godfrey's in the process and even dominating the area. 39-30.
In map number 1, Alter Ego were having hard times getting the kills.
Yes.
Now, it looks like Full Sense are preventing them from staying alive at all.
Yes, another problem for them to analyze and solve for next game, because we're already down to just 7 points before. Oh no, Godfrey will be killed.
Full Sense are your champions for Paravox Gold Rush Tournament 2024.
Wow, congratulations, Obito, Brook, and Jupiter. You guys has proven us that you are the champions for PGRT C region. You guys will be representing us here at C region. Obito, Brook, Jupiter, good luck on the games on the 31st of July.
31st of July.
Sub skill. Scan and continuously display the location of all enemies on the player's screen. Assault rifles are versatile weapons that can perform well at all combat distances, from close range to long range. This versatility allows for various play styles, and players can maintain constant pressure on the enemy. Precision, luxury, and healing in one exquisite sniper rifle. Welcome to Weapon Spotlight. Main fire. When aiming, fires a high damage bullets. Main skill. Generates an area centered around the player's feet that continuously restores health. Sub skill. Throws a health recovery pod to allied players, restoring the health of allies who touch it. Experience the epitome of precision and luxury in one exquisite sniper rifle. Eliminate your foes with deadly accuracy while supporting your allies with unparalleled healing abilities. What is Paravox? Paravox, 3 vs 3 TPS featuring tactical strike points rules and fluid high-speed combat. Players choose from a variety of weapons with different styles and skills, considering tactics and synergy. Assemble a team and go to the battle. Character control. Paravox offers various actions as common movement options for all players. By combining these actions, you can enjoy more intense aerial combat. Blink. Double blink. Double jump. By combining jump and blink, you can execute an aerial dash. Mastering the aerial dash enables even faster movement. Additionally, as a pivotal element in shaping the course of battle, Paravox features a trigger system. Excel Trigger enhances mobility, instantly replenishing the blink gauge and increasing charge speed, perfect for aerial combat. Boost Trigger enhances overall combat capabilities. In addition to replenishing the blink gauge, it instantly reloads and increases reload speed. The ultimate trigger grants unparalleled combat power. It removes ammo limits and significantly enhances shooting capabilities. Dominate your enemies by strategically using the 3 different triggers. Game rule. The rule of Paravox is strike points. It's a mode where players compete to occupy designated areas on the map, which switch over time. While holding a strike points, teams gain points over time, and the first team to reach 100 points wins. As strike points switch, the round progresses, and with each round, the respawn time increases. While it's important to accumulate many points early on, winning battles in the later stages offers a chance to earn a massive number of occupation points. Where diverse weapons, a wealth of movement options, constantly changing battle conditions, and various elements intertwine to create a highly competitive experience. Welcome to the world of Paravox. What is Paravox? Paravox, 3 vs 3 TPS featuring tactical strike points rules and fluid high-speed combat. Players choose from a variety of weapons with different styles and skills, considering tactics and synergy. Assemble a team and go to the battle. Character control. Paravox offers various actions as common movement options for all players. By combining these actions, you can enjoy more intense aerial combat. Blink. Double blink. Double jump. By combining jump and blink, you can execute an aerial dash. Mastering the aerial dash enables even faster movement. Additionally, as a pivotal element in shaping the course of battle, Paravox features a trigger system. Excel Trigger enhances mobility, instantly replenishing the blink gauge and increasing charge speed, perfect for aerial combat. Boost Trigger enhances overall combat capabilities. In addition to replenishing the blink gauge, it instantly reloads and increases reload speed. The Ultimate Trigger grants unparalleled combat power. It removes ammo limits and significantly enhances shooting capabilities. Dominate your enemies by strategically using the 3 different triggers. Game rule. The rule of Paravox is strike points. It's a mode where players compete to occupy designated areas on the map, which switch over time. While holding a strike points, teams gain points over time, and the first team to reach 100 points wins. As strike points switch, the round progresses, and with each round, the respawn time increases. While it's important to accumulate many points early on, winning battles in the later stages offers a chance to earn a massive number of occupation points. Where diverse weapons, a wealth of movement options, constantly changing battle conditions, and various elements intertwine to create a highly competitive experience. Welcome to the world of Paravox. What is Paravox? Paravox, 3 vs 3 TPS featuring tactical strike points rules and fluid high-speed combat. Players choose from a variety of weapons with different styles and skills, considering tactics and synergy. Assemble a team and go to the battle. Character control. Paravox offers various actions as common movement options for all players. By combining these actions, you can enjoy more intense aerial combat. Blink. Double blink. Double jump. By combining jump and blink, you can execute an aerial dash. Mastering the aerial dash enables even faster movement. Additionally, as a pivotal element in shaping the course of battle, Paravox features a trigger system. Excel Trigger enhances mobility, instantly replenishing the blink gauge and increasing charge speed, perfect for aerial combat. Boost Trigger enhances overall combat capabilities. In addition to replenishing the blink gauge, it instantly reloads and increases reload speed. The Ultimate Trigger grants unparalleled combat power. It removes ammo limits and significantly enhances shooting capabilities. Dominate your enemies by strategically using the 3 different triggers. Game rule. The rule of Paravox is strike points. It's a mode where players compete to occupy designated areas on the map, which switch over time. While holding a strike points, teams gain points over time, and the first team to reach 100 points wins. As strike points switch, the round progresses, and with each round, the respawn time increases. While it's important to accumulate many points early on, winning battles in the later stages offers a chance to earn a massive number of occupation points. Where diverse weapons, a wealth of movement options, constantly changing.
Everybody, it's gonna be the Paravox monthly tournament here again. Everybody, I just want to remind you to suit up and mask up Voxers as you step into the Vox zone. Because you need to remember as well that your mask isn't just for show, it's your identity and protection in this cyberpunk battlefield. Get ready to unleash your skills and dominate the competition. Everybody, again, we are your casters. My name is Bipolar together with Kian. It's gonna be a great night because more best of 3 series later on and more intense action.
Yes, and those best of threes that we have right now, all of them, all of the series here rather, have been sweeps. Bleed Esport got a first win. Just to recap, you guys, Bleed Esport got first win up against No Org from the Indonesian teams. We have Alter Ego moving up, advancing up against Oriva from the Philippines. And now, Blacklist Academy got the 2-0 in their first semifinals matchup against Bleed Esport, and Full Sense from Thailand up against Alter Ego. They will battle it out in this second semifinals matchup. And in the fifth place, again, we will see Oriva versus Noah. That's not seen here because it's going to be off stream as far as I know. But what can you say here for these teams? You can see that Blacklist Academy here literally swept the floor up against Bleed Esports whenever they had a chance of getting those advances, whenever they had the chance to wipe those teams out. They literally picked the same branch that they did, and they swept the floor up against Bleed Esports. So what can you say about that kind of dominance here for the Blacklist Academy?
You know, we've been talking about Blacklist Academy from the Philippines, that they are one of the top 2 teams in Paravox, and they're showing their prowess. They're showing what they're really capable of here. They can easily adapt to each draft or to each brand picks of the enemies, and they can easily shut them down from their own game. I want to see more of Blacklist Academy later on, but this next fight might be one that everybody can remember. It is, I think, Full Sense versus Alter Ego, if I'm right.
Yes, and you are right, and everyone will remember this indeed. These teams, Full Sense up against Alter Ego, they have a history ever since this game has been introduced to us. But with all of that, guys, put this on your wish list, and now it is available on Epic. So I hope for all the viewers out there, I want you to be a part of this team. Because right now, we're going to see on what the battleground here, what is going to be the cyberpunk battleground for this series. Full Sense and Alter Ego will go to. Oh, we're not going to see a Meow, but we're going to see a different map here onto our second. We're going to see Launch Complex, but the same for the others here. And going back here, Bipolar, again, they have history, but Alter Ego doesn't have what it takes. They don't have the push that they needed from the prior tournaments. Do you think they have now the chance? They have the chance. Can they take it and pull off a win, an upset of some sorts, and fight Blacklist Academy?
They definitely can, especially with this current map selection. These 3 maps are really open. A lot of skylines. There's a lot of things to do, and as we move on to that, we'll see what are the brand selections of these 2 teams. For the red team, which will be Alter Ego, it's gonna be Juno Kelsey, a rerun of their first pickings, and for the side of blue team, it's gonna be Juno Kelsey as well, our first ever mirror matchup. It's gonna be all around gunfire, and it's all about all the pew pews and all about the kills here later on, and after that, go to that Vox zone and get those points. This is what I love about Paravox. the intense matchups and the intense gunfights, and we'll definitely be seeing that later on, Kian.
Yes, and right now, again, we've seen some almost mirror brand selections. We've seen them just a hair off one brand that is going to be very different. But right now, as you said, PPUs all throughout, utilities, and their skills are going to be the same things being put here. So I hope we will see a different story that can be told here. And as the timer ticks, we're going to see the Cyberpunk Battlefield and the same place, Waterfront, but with the different teams. Alter Ego onto the red, and we will see Full Sense onto the left side. And this first box zone in a very good spot. No points already, so for 20 seconds or 20 points are still not even being put to the fence. Right now, Alter Ego actually got the first ones.
2 takedowns already for the side of Brook here. Brook just spawned using all of these health packs every time it respawns it, and even though the enemy is far away from him, he gets that kill. Now it's going to be a trade-off for the side of Alter Ego. Godfrey's our one and true anchor for their side gets 2 more kills for him. Brook falls down for Godfrey's, and this might be their time to maybe get more points. Our point system is 13-6.
Oh, what just happened here? I think this is going to be some very good thing that Full Sense is going to attack, because Alter Ego is on the backhand and Full Sense are just going to be on the different side. It's just going to be their timing, their essence of how they play the game. He goes and he attacks. Full Sense on a good lead, and I don't think Alter Ego has the difference maker that they want right now. Is it going to be Meth? Is it going to be Godfrey's? Is it going to be Fiesel? Because right now, Full Sense are just taking the names of whatever Alter Ego names are given to them. So respawn here for up to Brook and Jupiter. They're now. You can see that the kills are not even far off. You can see that Alter Ego is not being a trailblazer here of some sorts, because they're just going to be very, very nuisance of some sorts, because they want to make sure that they can pull off at least a win here on the side of this team. Now, it's the difference. It's the difference maker here. Is it going to be Putu? I don't think so. He didn't take any players here on the side of Alter Ego down. Still, there's much more on the Full Sense side. 2 of them are actually going to say bye-bye for a few seconds. And that Alter Ego, they need to make sure they can capitalize off on that. And change is at the corner. 48-32. This is probably the most or the closest that we've seen in the best of 3 so far, up until going into our second box zone. It's the change. It's the attack. Jupiter is down. Putu is now going to get this attack. He's going to use his main skill, but I don't think it's going to do so much. He actually goes and loses his life. Godfrey's as well. So, you know here for Mev, is this going to be the difference? Change, creation, 59-39. Brook, can they make something out of nothing here? Can Full Sense keep up this lead, or can they just wither away? Because Alter Ego is trying to take this chance for themselves. Timing after timing. Brook is just jumping away and creating and wreaking havoc for themselves. And now there's going to be a change of pace for the side of Alter Ego. And whenever they have a chance, they will strike like a Viper. And Full Sense, they're going to the 80 spot, and Bipolar change is up 82 47. Okay, I don't think Bipolar is here right now, but look, 99 to 47, Full Sense got the win off here in a very tightly fought first and second rounders. Alter Ego pulled off an almost attack on the second round. You can see this attack for them. Is it going to be the narrative all throughout the series? Can Full Sense change it up? Can they create this? Okay, right now is... Oi! My dear friend Bipolar is literally lagging. He is frozen like a kiddo right now. But still, let us talk about the first game. What is up here for Full Sense? Is this going to be Blacklist Academy Full Sense Port 235 or something? Because I want to see a different face right now. Alter Ego, ever since that first Vox zone, they had what it takes. They can attack. They can make sure that they have the firepower that they needed to go and put up a fight. But they just doesn't have the edge after that. Look, speaking of the kills, it's almost the same. 3, 6, and 9 for Full Sense. For Alter Ego, 2, 5, and 6. Look at the damage. Only one broke out the 1,000 mark. Oh, I can hear Bipolar here. What? I know that you had some technical difficulties, but right now, what can you say about Full Sense gameplay? Because Alter Ego, they almost had it, but not until the half of the second box zone.
You know, it's crazy that you can see these two teams play it out in this first game in this best of 3 series. Again, it's a mirror matchup, so it's all about skill into that late game. But you can see Full Sense is just more composed in terms of getting into that 50-point mark. After acquiring that 50-point mark, they tried to prioritize in getting those kills. You can see it. It's scattered all throughout their kills. There's not anyone that's above 10k, so the distribution of workload is definitely equal in terms of their team, and that was their winning factor coming into this game, because after shutting down Alter Ego 3-4 times, it gave them the opening to get into that winning point. And definitely Alter Ego needs to maybe change a strat here coming into this game too.
Yes, because you can see that the change up here on the side of Full Sense, they made sure that they can attack as a team. They didn't prioritize taking down the opponents, rather making sure that those opponents that they take down on the side of Alter Ego is of quality, not quantity. And that just enabled them to put off a win that somehow doesn't even seem to be correct, because the kills aren't as far off as the enemy as Alter Ego for the side of Full Sense. But throughout the entire map, they were just trailing here. Alter Ego was just trying to put, trying to catch up with what Full Sense is trying to do.
And as we say that, we're going to the brand selection of our Game 2 here in the Best of 3 series between Alter Ego and Full Sense. It's almost another mirror matchup here in Launch Complex. Catch, though, being picked up for both of these two teams. Beat Dot still on the hands of Godfrizz and Oputo. Jupiter, though, still with the Kelsey. Fizzle now using all of these seconds to pick out the brand that they can definitely use. But it's going to be Kelsey. So another mirror matchup, Kian, but with the addition of Sketch here.
Well, as a Sketch main myself, I want to make sure that that brand is very, very marketed correctly, and I hope that both of these teams from Full Sense and Alter Ego, can they change and can they create this momentum gathering type of brand that they have on all of these teams? Because Alter Ego, as I've said, they're on the backhand here. They are literally on the door dive, backs up against the wall, and up against a team like this, full sense. What can you just do? You just have to make sure that you can provide all the 110% that you have, and make sure that the walls are just thin and the obstacles are literally being put into shreds. Because right now, full sense and Alter Ego on to our second game on their best of 3 semifinals matchup here Bipolar. Will this be full sense up against Blacklist Academy twice in a row, I guess? Or I don't know. I hope Alter Ego pull off an upset.
The beautiful part about this map launch complex is that it's all about the middle playground. You don't see these players scurry around the map or going for flanks and all that. They'll just battle it all out in this middle area, and you can already see it. 2 takedowns for Godfrey's, but here for Brook, he's just trying to get more kills and trying to get that leverage without even trying to dish out any damage onto the enemies. Mev right now though, just dashing and blinking all around the maps. Now he blinks down and tries to get this kill, but does not connect. Those sniper shots, it's not gonna hit if you're on the low ground. But the pointing system is gonna be 18 to 19 right now. Shared is the score of the game. Godfrey's has fallen down, so it becomes a 3v2 situation. Still a 3v2 situation as Fizzle falls to the hands of Brook. But Brook's still very much alive, tries to get that air shot, but it's not gonna connect. The 60 will be there, and he needs to get this kill for them to get more points. Mev goes to the low ground. Mev goes and blinks up, but he shoots him down. What a beautiful kill coming in from Brook. But they do get a trade-off coming in from Oputo. It's a crazy matchup here at Launch Complex. Kian, it's gonna be a wild first strike point. Our score is 33 to 22.
We are on the wild west, folks. 35 to 21. This is already good pointing system here for both of these teams with our first round matchup. And I think they're just going to put up and delay as much as possible because they now know that Alter Ego is not here to go down without a fight for their lives. Now that the walls are going to be thinned out, they're going to be put in place here. Kelsey, you're going to try to attack here because Jupiter is going to be very... Oh, B-Dot is going to hunt him down. Oh my god, that was an almost. But look, the walls are just there to say hi and goodbye. 43 to 27. Nothing is going to be on both of these teams. So
Oh!
Oh! What was that? Brook with another deadly shot up against Mev. We've seen it twice. We want to see more. And Full Sense got the upper hand here going into our second round.
And as we go on to the corner of the map, it becomes a high ground battlefield as Brook tries to get this goal. 21 HP, he needs to regen, he needs to fall back. Now Mev into the alleyway, he needs to find one here to maybe get them points. They see one and a beautiful shot out of nowhere. Oputo falls down to the hands of Mev. Make it a 3v2 situation in favor of Alter Ego. But the points, they need to acquire it because there's a 20-point differential if you look at it, but there is still another kill. Mev shuts down Jupiter as he respawns. Mev still onto the pursuit, tries to go to the low ground, tries to get a sniper pick, but Brook is there with a double kill from above, and he looks for more. It might be a team wipe, but he's using the concealment or the cover of this big building to maybe get the leverage onto the last survival. Fizzle now trying to run away, but Brook still looking to get more kills. That wall discombobulates 2 players of Full Sense. Alter Ego needs to get onto the strike points. This box zone will be their deciding factor if this will be a 1-1 score, and will we have a game number 3? Kian, right now it's gonna be 3v2 situation. Brook though gets that 60 shot. He is making it a showtime into our hands. Does not connect. Second shot that still does not connect. But if you look at the scoreboard, 88 to 50, Alter Ego trying to get those points, but Jupiter with a kill onto Mev.
Oputo with already 63 points.
Oh my
to his
god.
game. He is literally killing everyone
Oh!
here in our second box zone. 5. And now that is a wipeout. We will see a Blacklist Academy versus Full Sense in the grand finals. And Alter Ego will say bye-bye once again. What was
This is
that
what
game? We've seen a very good and exciting shots. What was that from Brook and Oputo with more than 60 points? What is Full Sense on right now?
it's crazy, Kian. You can see here at Launch Complex, you launch your team above the ground. You can see Brook hitting those shots out of nowhere, even though it's like 10 kilometers away. You can see him just flying and then falling down and shooting all of those birds up in the sky. And that's why Full Sense is one of our top 2 teams in this monthly tournament. That is what I'm telling you. I'm lost for words, honestly.
And I think the top 2s will be going to fight it out. For all of that, we will see how Full Sense swept the floor up against Alter Ego.
Everybody, that was your game highlights for our second best of 3 this night. It was a Full Sense versus Alter Ego. Kian, those match highlights were yummy and crispy. And if you are here watching Paravox right now, we will see the match results in just a little while and see the breakdown of how Full Sense really dominated Alter
73.
Ego. Oh my god, 73 points? Is that real?
Wait, the prioritization from Brook as one of the
Hmm.
Slayers by using the Scatch, Kelsey as a secondary, and Beat Dot as one that prioritized of putting himself on the line in the front lines with just getting the points here. 73. The trust that he had for Brook and Jupiter to take down Alter Ego was just surreal. But on the other hand, here, what is happening? What happened for Alter Ego in Alter Ego? Because you can see 1 kill for Fizzle. He had the highest points. He also had the highest damage. Like, is he doing everything? But that isn't far off on the side of Alter Ego for Godfriz and for Meb as well. But Sketchy up against Sketch up against a Sketch, Brook up against a Mev. We just saw how Brook literally outplayed Mev in that match.
You know, Alter Ego tried their best. They were tied up with a Full Sense in the first part of that matchup in Launch Complex, but ultimately, after Brook was feeling his own self after heating up, you can see the domination with those 9 kills. He can definitely outperform all the squad of Alter Ego, and that was the pain in their back. He literally backstabbed them into the bane of their existence. But now, still good game well played for Alter Ego. They can still show what they're capable of in the matchup after this off stream. But as we look at our winners here on this second best of three. Full Sense just really showing their full potential.
And that full potential that they have is showcased and will possibly be at the ceiling up against Blacklist Academy. A rematch that we've seen. But again, we're just going to see our third place matchup right now. These teams won, and these teams, Bleed Esport, Alter Ego, they got swept up against their respective opponents. But now, they're in the best of three that I think they can't get the championship, but they still can have the third place spot. And in the Vox zone that they have right now, it's the only thing that they can accumulate, that they can take, but it's still a third place podium finish, so to speak here. Either from Bleed Esport or from Alter Ego. They didn't fight. Okay, you said earlier the prediction who I wanted to see, Bleed Esport, Alter Ego. Okay, that's already scratched off on the list. But right now, what is your prediction? Who is going to be the third place here? Bleed Esport, or is it going to be Alter Ego?
You know, as we look into this bracket, we'll definitely see how we can predict or who are the favors into winning this whole tournament. Again, on third place matchup, we need to give them their credit with the esports versus Alter Ego. We'll definitely play later on, but our showcase right now, the one that we need to focus on is again Blacklist Academy versus Full Sense. It's gotta be the Thailand versus the Philippines. I think I'm going towards Full Sense here, not because I like their team, but Brook has the advantage of going into a game fresh from after getting into a game. So I think Full Sense might close this out clearly, but since they are the top two teams that we were predicting on maybe getting into the finals, it can definitely be 1-1, and then we'll decide on the game 3 of the best of 3 series.
Yes, and one of the things that edged both of these teams out of the finals saying was one of their brands is always a bit, one of their brands or one of their teammates is sometimes almost a bit off or getting diffed by the enemy team. We've seen that from Meb. We've seen that off against Brook, and from Blacklist Academy and Bleed Esport. The Junos. The Juno man from Blacklist Academy literally did wonders in that series. And now, as we're going to see the maps here, can Alter Ego fight it out? Because once again, fatigue can be a factor here. And you can see that Bleed Esport can have a chance. Okay, this is going to be different. Miyako, Lunch Complex, and Neo City for our decider. Can Bleed Esport put that a few rest of sorts up against Alter Ego, which is fresh off a map and loss up against Full Sense?
You know, our map selects here right now is basically an all-out gunfight after the first map, because Miyako, you know where you want to go. It's just two houses, and you defend all of the health packs around the map. That's basically how you would play Miyako and how we've seen players play Miyako. But after that, Launch Complex will be an aerial battle that will define if we will go into a game 3 where we'll come back to Neo City. So definitely our players will have an easier, calmer time in Miyako, but after that, it's gonna be brawling after brawling after brawling.
Yes, this is probably probably the first series live streamed here in our monthly finals that is something of a toss up. We will see them of these teams that are different, but at the same time, they felt the wins and the loss here. They now know how hungry and how devastating it is to win and to lose in this tournament Monty Finals. But right now, this is probably the closest matchup that we might see here. Bleed Esport, we've seen it, they're more on the aggressive side. Alter Ego, literally one that takes time and makes sure that they can execute their plan as a team collaboratively. And Bleed Esport can literally, this is an opposites that can be attractive, but now they're going to be fighting each other. And I think Bipolar, the difference of strategies, what do you think is going to be the winning factor here? Personally, I'm the one for Alter Ego. Want to see the more patient team go out and get the win. Also, but again, they literally are fresh up on the series that they lost. So I think they have that hunger factor within them.
Yeah, so I'm definitely leaning towards the team that can adapt more because I'm not one of these teams. They can adapt easily, but the other, how do you say this? The other sticks to their meta picks. So we'll see definitely how they adjust towards this best of 3 series, but we still don't know. We've seen sweeps after sweeps. We've seen 2-0s after 2-0s, but right now I'm feeling like the atmosphere has changed and we'll finally be seeing a game 3 in a best of 3 series.
Yes, and Neo City, we've not seen it quite in a while after the best of threes because of the sweeps. But in terms of brand selections, we never saw these teams pick out a Kudo and also one of the brand selections, Bonrat, so often because we know that it's easily countered and the prioritization right now, it's going to be Juno, it's going to be Kelsey, and some of the times Beat Dot or Sketch. So these types of brands, they have been picked time and time again. Can we see a Nef Chief? Can we see a Kudo? I hope that we do, because once again, this is a battle for third, so to speak. So there's nothing to lose, but only that third place podium finish.
You know, definitely, especially if you're battling for third, sometimes you pull out the ace up your sleeves kind of situation. So maybe we'll see some of those picks that we haven't seen. And as we've been talking about it, we'll definitely be seeing here in our draft picks. It's gonna be the same picks though. Kian, here at Miyako, it's gonna be Juno, Kelsey, Beat that all around the board. But on the red team, it's gonna be Alter Ego, and on the blue team, it's gonna be Bleed Esports.
Yes, no aces up their sleeves, just the tried and tested type of brand selection here. Once again, you've said that Beat Dot, Juno, and Kelsey, they literally are the brands that have been set in stone whenever you play Miyako. I guess the one thing that will differentiate them is how they plan on taking these advantages, so to speak, and make sure that the high grounds are being put into play and the elevation. And whenever they try to attack, it's at this time of striking that's going to be the difference factor. Once again, you've seen that Alter Ego did that quite well up against Orwa, but Bleed Esport literally went and just put up in their face and went aggressive and berserk. Right now, two opposites, at the same time, two comparable teams. Alter Ego versus Bleed Esport here. Bipolar, very fast-paced.
Very, very fast-paced, and as we said, first blood goes to the hands of Bleed, but there will be a trade-off coming in from Alter Ego. Ace those falls down. It's gonna be 6 points being acquired for the side of Alter Ego already. The problem with Miyako here is that all you need to do is become a sacrificial lamb if you're one of those players, so that your team can get those kills and you basically become a tank. You become their bullet shield, and after that, it's beside your two players that can get those points afterwards. But as we say that two players fall down for the side of Bleed Esports, and the Alter Ego gets more breathing ground into Miyako and make it a 28-0 lead here in the battle for third. You know what, Kian?
What?
As we say that, another kill from across the map.
What is happening here? Alter Ego literally went up and lost against Pulsense, but right now I don't think they want to be taking another L to their name. But just as I've said that, Esports got onto the leaderboard. Even though it's just a few, that's still something that they can manage to go around. And managing points is something that Alter Ego has been doing quite well here. And the initial first few points in our first box zone. Right now, strike points after strike points. What can you say about this Bipolar? Because Bleed Esports, they're not in their rhythm.
Bleed Esports is definitely just bleeding all of their resources right now, using all of their utilities. And as we say, there's going to be a trade-off onto that health pack, and there's going to be a team wipe. Indefinitely, Godfreeze secures that team wipe after killing off Olivier, and they hit the 50-point mark. If I am Bleed Esports right now, I need to compose myself because this is the crucial point that you don't want your enemies to reach. 54 points now being acquired, and as we see that 2 players have been shut down for the side of Alter Ego. Godfreeze finally falling down to the hands of Shiburger, and this might be their time to maybe get more kills. Mev though goes towards that health pack, tries to deny those HP regens for their team. 2 players falling down low for the side of Bleed Esports, but also for Alter Ego, and this might be a bloodbath as we change the strike points. And look at that, still Mev getting that double kill. He doesn't want to die even though he has 15 HP, and that is gonna be a team wipe.
Well, there is no scat here to give them some health. I think Mev is just going to be a thorn on the side of Bleed Esports. Look at it, 70 to 20. This second box zone is going to be very difficult here for both of these teams. Right now, Mev just trying to attack. Oh, Shiburger! Can this Kelsey do wonders for them? I don't think it's going to be very good. Oh, it's not going to hit that. Actually, it does. Right now, Godfreeze is going to say bye-bye for a few seconds. Just as they sleep. Mev is wreaking havoc onto the side. Juno. Can this be a difference maker? It's not, because look at the time here. Alter Ego is just piling up points after points. And Ace is going to go down over here on the half speed. 24 to 22. What is happening here? Bleed Esports, Bipolar. This is an insurmountable lead.
Oh no, there's only 2 players down for the side of Bleed Esports, and this might be enough. Their time might be enough to maybe close this out. They're just trying to spawn camp these enemies. It's gonna be 2 players alive, but it looks like it's just gonna be 2 points away from them claiming their victory. They stopped the pointing system right now, and they're just throwing their bodies into this box zone. It's just 1 more alive here close to that, and they definitely get this victory. Alter Ego with the W here onto our battlefield. You can just see the domination clearly from the first point that they got into the last point. Bleed Esports didn't even stand a chance in Miyako.
That Miyako was literally Alter Ego's side. They're hungry right now. When you said that the first point was theirs, they took it 52 for a chump change, so to speak, for Bleed Esports. They went and commandeered that game by themselves. And you can see the points here. You can see the match results. The numbers that were going to be held. Some of these are literally mind-boggling. Mev didn't take a death, didn't even have a chance to die. We've seen Mev won a sliver of health, but just chose to, you know, wait it out, make sure that he can contribute to the team one way or another, and that he did. Don't forget Godfreeze, 53 points here, and proving that he is one to be threatening.
You know, Alter Ego is literally showing their other skins here for Bleed Esports. Godfreeze still doing his signature move of just owning all of those Vox zones, still acquiring more than half of what they need to win here. Godfreeze just laying all of his bodies down, and Mev right now just with 0 deaths, but kills off everyone that tries to touch Godfreeze in that Vox zone. And definitely, they're gonna be confident coming into this game too, and you know, I think they really want to get that 3rd place win.
Yes, almost all of the time here I stand corrected, but for the first time, Alter Ego was the one that got off the win. I thought it's going to be as close that I wanted it to be, but the first Vox Zone just went up and changed and made me the wrongest person ever that there is.
No.
But Alter Ego, finally, Alter Ego got the taste of the win here. They didn't become the patient team. They made sure that they took off Bleed Esports page off on their playbook. And right now, Mev and the gang are sitting high and dry and going into our second map here in our third place matchup.
And as we say that, we will be looking at the brand selection of both of these teams for our game 2. It's gonna be another mirror matchup, but there's gonna be a little change around. It's gonna be Sketch for Mev and Shiburger on Launch Complex. This is gonna be a very, very good game between these two teams because Shiburger is the slayer for the side of Bleed Esports, and Mev is definitely gonna be the one acquiring most of these kills for the side of Alter Ego. You know what, Kian? Launch Complex might be the deciding factor for both of these teams.
Yes, and that factor that they have is going to be solely on the fact on what they chose here. They changed up Sketch here. They made sure that they picked one of the crucial brands here that can make a difference in a very, very high output. I wanted to see different brands though. I wanted to see a Bonrat here, but I don't think that's going to be as applicable because of how much it's going to be different in this launch complex. But right now, as we're going to go into our second game, possibly the last,
Whoa!
the smokes weren't going to be as crucial or as effective as I wanted it to be. Right now, Mev, you're going to see he's just going to get some of those hit marks, but with those shots, still going to sting for a little bit. Alter Ego onto the first box zone. They're getting this almost wipeout once again.
Oh my god, almost already wipe up for them, and it's another deja vu situation for the side of Alter Ego. 16 points to 0 right now, and Fiesel is just running them down, trying to get their attention and moving them away from that box zone. Finally, Bleed Esports acquires 1 point, but it's just a mere 1 point against a 21-point lead coming in from Alter Ego. Both teams have 2 players each that are alive, but it looks like Godfrey's might have eaten more bullets than he can handle. It's gonna be 40 to 100 is his HP points, and as well as Mev, they're both low and they need to run away. This might be Bleed Esports' time to get the domination spree, but Godfrey's, even though he is low, he can get those kills. He can kill off Shiberg and he can kill more and more. He does not get the help back there, so he needs to run away, but it looks like he wants to get more, and it looks like he will get the kill. Olivier falls down, and it's still a 20-point lead in favor of Alter Ego.
What is going to be held here? Can Alter Ego close it out in this type of matchup here in Launch Complex? But I don't think the esports is going to go down with a fight. They're not even giving up an inch, because you can see that as they jump ankle breaks after ankle breaks, and as they hunt these players here on the side of Alter Ego, Bleed Esports are inching their way to victory. Because right now, can Godfrey just hold it out? I don't think that he can, because there's too much here. Eyes from behind, from above. Can he make a difference? Indeed that he doesn't that much. But still, Alter Ego, a lead is not as much as we expected from the last game, but it's still a lead that Bleed is going to want to be very, very close upon on.
Right now, it's gonna be 34 to 17 lead, 17 scoreboard, and with 30 seconds remaining onto the strike point, it looks like it's still a fair ground for both of these teams. But right now, Ace though still waiting for his respawn timer to go out and help his team. Mev right now trying to get the skills onto anyone that he can see, but it looks like 3 players are pushing him out. It looks like he is being targeted, but he helps out his friend that is being targeted as well. Both of them just trying to get the skill, and they do get it. Olivier falls down into the hands of Godfrey's, and Godfrey's is just mowing them down with 4 kills into his name.
And that 4 kills is going to be crucial because Mev, earlier on, we know that he didn't drop a single life here. Godfrey's is now the ones holding down each and every strike one that they have. Going into the second, no one is contesting that much, but Mev, easy going to see them. Oh, what? Almost across map here from above, or killing the one from above. What? Chipburger and Olivier say bye-bye because now Alter Ego is going to stack up and Mev is
Will he get more?
Reaper here. Can he get more? Yes. I don't think he can. Look at this HP.
Oh no, he can still go for more, and just as we see it, it looks like there will be trying to one that he can duel, but it looks like his will be above, and he gets that beautiful air shot coming in from the back, just like John Wick from the movies, and it makes it a triple kill for the side of Alter Ego, almost a team wipe for them, and it's gonna be 72-22, a 50-point lead into their hands, and it looks like Mev wants more. He says, I can get more, and it looks like Godfrey's just owning the world here with more of these points. And if you look at the scoreboard, Godfrey's right now with 40 points into his hands, and Mev still in the high ground.
Mev staring from above. You can see how much damage that he has already dealt. Can this be more? But we have to give points off on how Godfrey was able to pull off and defend that strike point to its name. It got up to 80. Earlier it was only 22 though for Bleed Esports, but right now they're in 29. But as the time ticks and the points are racking up for Alter Ego, Fiesel, Godfrey's, and Mev are sitting very particular. Good. Two of the players from the side of Bleed Esports, they're down.
Oh,
Olivier
no,
trying
6
to pull up on the
points.
last push. They don't. 6, 7,
Oh,
8.
team wipe!
Oh, a team wipe, and that's bye-bye here by Polar. Alter Ego will get the bronze finisher.
Can you see this? My jaw literally dropped as Mev hit those shots entirely. You can also see Fiesel just getting those pick-offs in the left side and the low ground of that map. And Godfrey's, you know, that I'm definitely rooting for Godfrey's here because he is acquiring all of the points they need to win the game. As we look a little while at the stats of these players, it's just crazy, you know?
Yes, and that craziness, I hope Olivier and the gang sees that because we will now see on how Alter Ego gets this attack and this third place finish.
At a best of 3 series, and ultimately Alter Ego showing that their ego is not just big, it gets the job done against Bleed Esports.
And that is Mev and the gang here, folks. You can see that Godfrey's and Fiesel, as well as we're going to see the numbers and the statistics that we have. Right now, Alter Ego is sitting pretty good. They now know that they have the points, they have the third place finish. They didn't got off and close out the finals matchup, the final slot, but still, third place isn't something that you can just shake your head upon, because it's still a win if you think that putting up a fight up against your enemies, up against Full Sense, they did that quite correctly. But look here, Bipolar on the side of Bleed Esport. It's I don't think it's a pretty good scene to be held with. 0 to 10, 1 to 7, and 3-6.
As you look at Bleed Esports, it looks like they've run down through the battlefield and they've lost everything. But they did try and they wanted to win, but ultimately Alter Ego just the better team in this best of 3 series. You can see Fiesel and Mev with a whopping 1,000 more damage than anybody in this lobby. Godfrey's, though, making a difference with the points that he acquired. 48 points. That is not small. That is a lot of points for him. For him to just be standing and acquiring all of those points in that Vox zone, it's definitely crazy that they can have this much freedom, and for Godfrey's to take advantage of. Mev as well, with just one death into his name and a perfect 1,200 damage. It's a recipe for a disaster if you're the enemy team, if you're up against Alter Ego.
Well, that's going to be the recipe that they've been handled. The food and the dinner served to them for the side of Bleed Esport. They got served literally. But for Alter Ego, they lost a chance to be in the finals, but they got off something here out of loss up against Full Sense, because we're now going to see the finals matchup here. Blacklist Academy versus Full Sense, the Thailanders versus the Filipinos. Can this be a hungover spot? Can this be a revenge arc? Or can this be a dynasty of sorts for Full Sense? Launch Complex, Miyako, and Neo City. So this is just a shuffling of maps. But we will now see finally Launch Complex be the first map being seen here. What can you say about this team? Bipolar, are you going to root for the Filipinos, or are you going to be one that, sides with the winningest team as of now for Paravox?
With these map selections between these two teams, it's gonna start off with a brawl, and it's gonna start off bloody, especially if it's Launch Complex. Here in this tournament, we've seen how bloody it gets. We've seen how action-packed it gets in Launch Complex, so definitely a good starter. It's like an adrenaline start for both of these players, and then we'll go to Miyako to maybe calm things down and maybe go strategic-wise within their team compositions. And then if we do maybe get into the game 3, we'll be coming back to Neo City, because just like you, we've missed seeing this map in these matchups. But definitely good picks all around the map. So let's see how they'll play it out.
Yes, and some of these brand selections for all of the series have come down to two to three brands that have been selected quite commonly here. There's the Sketch, there's the Beat Dot, and there's also the Juno. The Juno has always been consistent, and ever since it was introduced to us in the second series that we've seen here in our semifinals. And they just did that quite perfectly, in which case that we might see that here in our Launch Complex, because we've seen them use it up against their respective teams. But I will think, a Sketch, a B-Dot, and a Kelsey for Full Sense. For the blue team here for Blacklist, is this going to be the same pick? Is this going to be Sketch? I think it is going to be just for the sake of it. Yeah. Oh, Nova! Okay, so
it's going to be Nova.
Setup now. Okay, it's different setup.
It's a different setup, definitely, but this is how Blacklist Academy plays. They always change up their last pick. So this might be a shocking factor for the side of Full Sense. And if you are a new viewer here, everybody, this is the Paravox monthly tournament finals. And finally, we have our last matchup of the day. This is going to be Blacklist Academy versus Full Sense. And if you're already playing Paravox is releasing their game onto Steam, so add it to your wishlist. And if you're still a new player, do so. Get it on Epic and also almost on Steam soon. And as we say that, this is gonna be Blacklist Academy versus Full Sense in the final matchup.
And this is going to be a story that has been told time and time again, or can the narrative change? Because we want to see the change up. We want a difference. We want a revolution. Because Brook, we've seen Brook be Full Sense's Grim Reaper and take down the enemies of Blacklist Academy. But right now, as the scuffle is just going to be a bit the skirmish side, not a change up of some sorts. This is going to be, setting the pace and making sure that they get the skills that they want going into the second round here into our box zones.
In terms of points right now, it's gonna be for the side of Blacklist Academy as they move towards the 10-point mark. Just fall down for the side of Full Sense. Our first two kills go into the hands of Brook, and he's definitely online still. The heat is still there. He is very much still on fire. But in terms of scoring, it's going to be 14-9. Blacklist Academy falling with 1. Oputo needs to fall out. He needs to get his health back to maybe get more kills and to reset his name. Brook on the other side of the map gets that kill. Makes it a 14-13 score right now. Two players fall down for the Blacklist Academy. It's just going to be a simultaneous bloodbath, and it's going to be a team wipe. Brook gets 2 and also get 1 for, I think that was Jupiter.
But I guess they're not going to capitalize off on that. It's still 26-15 here. Even though it's a wipeout here by Polar, but there's just not the points being backed up on that, because Blacklist Academy, we know that they can come back on, do some miraculous things, but against Full Sense, this is going to be a Mount of Swords, Brook! That is Yanagi going out.
My god.
And just a bit of a few seconds, he's just going to get a nap for his own. Boogie as well is going to go down. Poru as well. But 70-31. Only 14 points. Can this be? What is happening to the Sketch players here right now? Bipolar. One more.
Brook,
Boogie is the only one left. What?
It's gonna be a crazy battlefield for the side of Full Sense here, and they're definitely taking advantage of it now. If it was before that they didn't take full advantage of their team wipe, now it's a turnaround because Brook simultaneously got 5 kills into his name, and he gets 9 kills before dying. 19-41 is our score. This battle for third is definitely one for the books. 2 players fall down, Oputo and Jupiter getting 2 takedowns into their name. But Blacklist Academy, it's gonna be a crazy one.
And this crazy one indeed, 51-19. It's a bit hard for seeing Blacklist Academy going into the same routine that they had up against Full Sense. But that is a Paravox, folks. That is what Full Sense is doing. They're making a dynasty of their own. And you can hear that. You can see that just not from the comments, but also on how many people are going to be taken down on the hands of Full Sense. Bloody enough, but still they get the job done. Blacklist Academy, can they make a comeback? Because you just see Oporu is, you can have a Boogie is left and righting, but that is the points being taken care of. Side of Full Sense, 2 are down for Blacklist. A wipeout.
Make it a team wipe, bro. Oh my god. You know, Kian, let's talk a little bit here as the battlefield slowly goes into a silent. Kian, the points right now are still a little bit together, but 75 points for Full Sense right now is gonna be a big lead for them. and Blacklist Academy has their utilities available, but Full Sense are still on top of them. And as we say that, Opito on the low ground gets one onto Boogie One. Shintaro gets that kill on Brook, finally shutting him down before he gets more kills. Look at this, Jupiter just jumping all around the map, blinking left and right and center, trying to discombobulate and maybe distract the enemies, but Opito onto the pursuit, just shotgunning them down, gets that health pack before anyone gets it, gets another one for them to not get kills, and it looks for more, and it looks like he's gonna get it, but the shots are not connecting on the other side of the map though. Brook gets a kill with that sniper, another air shot for him. It's gonna be one down for the side of Blacklist Academy, make it 2, and this might be their opportunity to get another point into their name into this final round. Oh my god, Kian, I cannot take this anymore, and I feel like Blacklist Academy is just crumbling into pieces because 8 seconds remaining or 8 points remaining for Full Sense.
This round number 2 has been a very sad sight to see, a sad sight to see if you're a fan of Blacklist Academy, but there's still a chance because there's Shintaro doing everything that he can on the other side of the wall. He's just trying to be a nuisance. 4 more, and that's the first game to our final setup. Blacklist Academy is going to taste their first loss in this series, in this tournament. And now, onto the finals. 0-1 for them, 1-0 for Full Sense. Same thing that happened throughout the series. What is the decision making, the adaptability? What can Blacklist Academy do here, Bipolar? Because we want to make sure that we finally want to see a game number 3.
Yes, definitely. As we look at the post-match results here, we'll talk about it even more because I think Blacklist Academy needs to focus on shutting down Brook here. Brook is the enabling factor of Full Sense, and Jupiter and Opito gets those points into those Vox zones. As you can see, 41 points and 45 points respective for Opito and Jupiter, while Brook, with just 14 points, just roams around the maps, get kills, and it gives them the opportunity to close out the game early and get the lead. Blacklist, though, was trying to get the rhythm and momentum early in the game. It was close together, but as Brook just went mayhem on everybody, Blacklist just crumbled into pieces and they couldn't stand anymore. Shintaro, our Slayer for Blacklist Academy, is just 4-7 with 1,000 damage, but execution-wise into getting those points, it was not there.
Yes, and it was literally not there. But once again, in that matchup, Full Sense, all of them had 1,000 and above damage. So even if you consider yourself not a duelist, you are doing yourself a god darn good job. And Paravox here is being etched in history with Full Sense as its pioneering team in creating not just the metas but the landscape in general, because whatever that they do, whatever Blacklist is trying to accomplish, Full Sense right now is doing that. And as we go into our brand selection here in Miyako, what is going to be the picks here? What is going to be the selected? It's another mirror pick, and we are now going to see Juno and not Sketch. So a difference maker, Juno and Sketch, but we want to make sure that the foundation of setting up Kelsey and Beat Dot are being put into place quite well for both of these teams.
Definitely, that will be the setup that they definitely need. And here in Miyako map, Juno will definitely flourish if it's on the right hands of these players. Again, Shintaro and also I think that is Brook on Juno. They'll definitely try to utilize this as much as possible to get those skills, deny each health pack from being acquired from the enemy teams, and get those points afterwards. Again, Miyako is a very tight and close quarter maps. Walls are gonna be a big factor. But here onto this game 2, we're counting down to our game 2 of this best of 3 finals between Blacklist Academy and Full Sense.
And you're right on that. Brook and Shintaro are going to be using these star brands that they have. Are they going to try and win this? Or can Blacklist finally change and make sure that they can get to a game number 3? Brook dancing his way around. He takes down 2. That's already a good thing for them. This can be a slideshow for them. And can they snowball this? Because if they do, that is already bye-bye for Blacklist Academy. Shintaro is not getting those kills, not getting those downs once. And that is Brook just, you know, on the other side is getting those wins that he have.
Oh my god.
And you said that quite perfectly. When in the right hands, a Juno is the one, the star player. But don't forget the other brands for Boogie and for Yanagi. They are still making a name for themselves by using these types of these brands that have been quite well and quite consistent.
Right now with 5 takedowns for Juno on the hands of Brooks. He's definitely still on fire after multiple rounds. And here in this monthly tournament, it's going to be 30-2. Our score is very much on their way, and Full Sense has control of the whole map. Shintaro though trying to flank out the enemies from behind, trying to backstab them, but it's not going to connect. The shots are not there, not even a single from that clip, and they get a team wipe just like that. Brook gets that 2 kills, and Yanagi respawns afterwards. 4-40 is our score. 70 seconds remaining on to our first strike point, and it looks like Full Sense has had enough of Blacklist Academy. They want to close this out even more and take it away, Kian.
And now 4 is the 46. Strike point is going to change a bit later. But look at Shintaro compared as to how Brook is doing. 7-0. Oh my god, Shintaro with just a 1-2. So the downs literally are opposites of one another. And the points are being translated to that. And what can Blacklist Academy do? I don't think there's not much until Shintaro can be activated and can be used to its fullest potential. And that potential is slowly becoming lower and lower as to how Full Sense is being the ones dictating the pace and getting those words off of my mouth. That is going to be the finals in Full Sense. Now, we're going to change. Inagi is down, and Shintaro is getting those kills right now that he wants. 3-3, so that is a 1-2 carry, but still, that's not enough as to how Brook is being the ones sweeping the floor and creating graves of names on what Blacklist Academy is doing. 8-64 here, Bipolar. What is Blacklist going to do?
There's still 160 seconds remaining into the strike point before it changes and goes into round 2, but the response will be longer, just a little bit, around 5 seconds more. And as we say that Jupiter falls into the hands of Shintaro, it looks like Blacklist Academy is finally saying, guys, let's do this. Let's try to get more points and let's get the advantage here onto this second round. But it looks like they're just going to be a trade-off. Brook now with 11 kills or takedowns into his name, just showing that he is better than all of the squad of Blacklist Academy. And with that air shot, just jumping and blinking from above, gets that kill onto Shintaro. Shintaro though, with just 4 takedowns into his name, and between their team, it's a total of 6 takedowns against multiple takedowns coming in from Full Sense. It's gonna be 87-17. The strike point or the Vox zone is not contested, but the lead is just too far away for them to fathom. 17-92 with just 7 points remaining. It looks like Brook is gonna close it out as he runs towards the enemies, and they do get that victory into our monthly finals. Full Sense has definitely used all of their senses to win this tournament out.
Well, they need some more schooling here for Blacklist Academy. Shintaro was there. He literally tried his best. And
Yes.
Shintaro and the gang, Blacklist Academy, kudos to you. But that wasn't just enough. They literally got destroyed, decimated in Miyako. it was a different story. But for Blacklist Academy, they need to make sure that they keep this as a lesson and make sure that they can this change this narrative of always going in second up against Full Sense.
And now, as we look at the post-game statistics, everybody, we will see how did Full Sense dominate Blacklist here. Kian, take it away. Give us your point of view here between these two teams.
Yes, you can see that I've specifically said that it's not just going to be Juno, the Juno players here, not just the brand that is going to be dictated, but the consistency of picking Kelsey and B Dot that can complement on what Juno is trying to do. That wasn't the case here for the side of Bugi and Yanagi. They weren't able to help Shintaro get those kills that he wanted, thus not enabling them to be as of help to and translate to a point system that they have because cumulatively it's just 18 points. Look on the other side. Full Sense here. Jupiter was there getting those points. Oporu as well getting those kills, just dying only one, just getting taken down only once. But look, they had the damage that they wanted. They had 700 estimated for them. But look at Brook. He was literally just getting the game of his lifetime with 12 kills here. Did not even prioritize the points, but they still got double digits. That's 10 points off on the bat. But the 1200 damage, this is not so much. This is not the most that we've seen in a game. But it's the most that they can do with the quality of the kills that he had. And early on into the game, we've seen it bipolar. It was only on Brook and Shintaro to make those plays.
Yes.
But it was Brook who stood up and went and took the challenge and actually won it up against Shintaro.
Beautiful statistics coming in from Kian. And just like we've said, the complementation of Brook and Jupiter and Opito was definitely the winning factor for their side. And as we look back as the bracket of our monthly tournament today here on Paravox, as you can see on our first round, Bleed Esports coming on top against No Org in Indonesian. Alter Ego gets their first win against Arevoa, shutting down one of the teams coming in from the Philippines. And Blacklist Academy against Bleed Esports shuts them down, put them in the lowest bracket or into the third place matchup. Full Sense against Alter Ego, another sweep up. Also puts Alter Ego into the third place match. For the third place match, who won there? It's gonna be Alter Ego. You can see the snipes of Sketch all around the map. It was beautiful to see Mev just showing that even though they are a third place match, they're gonna take it serious and they wanted to win still a title into their name. And here, our number one Showtime game here at our Paravox tournament, Full Sense making another sweep against one of the top teams, Blacklist Academy.
Yes, these top two teams have been consistently top two, but the top one, you can see Full Sense getting this trophy and making it. That was a masterclass in Jupiter, and also one of the players here from Full Sense. You can just see Oppo. We know how much complementary that they have. It's not just the star player, but how a team incorporates within itself. The chemistry that they have is just an all-time level right now, and I hope that we can see Blacklist Academy going over that hump that they have right now, because it's very difficult losing time and time again, even though that you are just a smudge of getting those championship. But again, that's just one series for you guys. That's just one tournament. And I hope here, Bipolar, that we will see a different champions here being crowned.
Yes, definitely. Again, congratulations to Full Sense on dominating our monthly tournament today on to this month. But we'd like to remind everybody that this monthly tournament brought to you by Paravox is until February of 2025. So there's still a lot more games to be held, and there's still a lot more intense cyberpunk battles that we will definitely see here in the land of Paravox. And we'd like to share with you guys, there will be an open qualifiers held for PCI, the number 1 league for Paravox, just soon after the monthly tournament of Paravox. Everybody, beautiful games, no, Kian?
Yes, beautiful indeed. And I think that's going to be it for our night, because you can just see what Paravox is doing. Once again, guys, please look at our wish list. Please try to make sure that we can see you sign up and put this on Steam, and also be here in our monthly streams, because you can see that whenever there's a chance to see Paravox, whenever there's a chance for you to play, it is right now in Epic, but wishlist on Steam. I'm just gonna reiterate, because you've seen how much players are being held here, how much pro aspiring players are being cooked here in this tournament, Bipolar. And I guess that's going to be it for me. My name's Kian. This is Bipolar. Always remember to keep your mask on, and see you in the Vox Zone. Have a nice night, everybody.
What is Paravox? Paravox, 3 vs 3 TPS featuring tactical strike points rules and fluid high-speed combat. Players choose from a variety of weapons with different styles and skills, considering tactics and synergy. Assemble a team and go to the battle. Character control. Paravox offers various actions as common movement options for all players. By combining these actions, you can enjoy more intense aerial combat. Blink. Double blink. double jump. By combining jump and blink, you can execute an aerial dash. Mastering the aerial dash enables even faster movement. Additionally, as a pivotal element in shaping the course of battle, Paravox features a trigger system. Excel Trigger enhances mobility, instantly replenishing the blink gauge and increasing charge speed, perfect for aerial combat. Boost Trigger enhances overall combat capabilities. In addition to replenishing the blink gauge, it instantly reloads and increases reload speed. The Ultimate Trigger grants unparalleled combat power. It removes ammo limits and significantly enhances shooting capabilities. Dominate your enemies by strategically using the 3 different triggers. Game rule. The rule of Paravox is